laws to make sure that the people at the top don't abuse the people at the bottom. And our system in Washington is broken.
That's fair. It's all fair, but half the country's still wondering how Joe Biden got rich.
Yeah, okay, so here...
How did Joe Biden get rich? How did Joe Biden get rich? We just said that Joe Biden's a career politician. We know that their salaries are not significant. Let me look up Joe Biden's net worth right now.
Oh my God!
So let's take a look at this conversation, see where this goes, and would love to get you guys' feedback on this.
Well, of course he's right, but the part that he didn't mention is that both parties are participating.
So sometimes I listen to it fast because sometimes I just speed it up because I'm like, I ain't trying to waste my time. Listen, I know what it is.
Is he right?
Well, of course he's right, but the part that he didn't mention is that both parties are participating in this oligarchy. There's gambling in the casino. The corruption didn't start with Donald Trump. He's just less bashful about it than most. But the fact is that President Biden was president for 4 years. You didn't see him advance legislation for campaign finance reform. You didn't see him take up the mantle of getting money out of politics. Kamala Harris raised $1 billion in a month. So for him to say, oh, wait, I'm warning about the oligarchy, of course he's right. But it's a little too late. That's what I think.
To me, I mean, I think you're probably right about most of that. But what is happening right now is that a handful of major companies and the ones that the men that lead them are saying in the next 4 years is going to be a make or break for...
I got to stop it right there. Now, the guy that first started off, he seemed to have a very balanced approach. I don't know what his political affiliation is. If I had to guess, I would say that he's a Democrat, but just a more, I don't even want to know if I'd say moderate, but just a Democrat that's being sensible in this conversation right now. Because he acknowledged the fact that, you know, Biden is saying oligarchy, but Biden is acting like he hasn't participated in that as well. And of course, Abby can't give full credence to that. So she has to jump in and say, well, I agree with most of that. Well, tell us what you disagree with. Like just saying you agree with most of it, just so you're not appearing to be on TV as agreeing with all of it and throwing all these things at Biden. Say exactly what you disagree with.
AI. And the person who gets closest to Donald Trump the fastest and gives him the most money is going to win that race. Mm-hmm. That's extraordinary to think about.
You know,
So she tried to bring the conversation to AI, and I guess she's saying that she believes that Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg are in competition as far as developing AI. So that's why they're trying to get buddy with him. I don't know. Is that a fair argument? Perhaps.
Celebrate in America the American dream. It's our number one export. Zuck was a college student once. Look what he's created. How many jobs? How much taxes?
Hold on. Let's go back. Hold on.
The most money
I want you to hear Kevin O'Leary.
Win that race. Mm-hmm. That's extraordinary to think about.
You know, we celebrate in America the American dream. It's our number one export. Zuck was a college student once. Look what he's created. How many jobs? How much taxes has he paid?
We celebrate. I'm not sure if everybody picked that up. We celebrate the American dream. We celebrate the American dream. Did he even say that that's our number one export? I want us to hear that again.
Listen. You know, we celebrate in America the American dream. It's our number one export.
It's our number one export. Interesting point that he made. I think that a lot of liberals, just based on how the cycle goes, feel that they need to attack the wealthy. And even when you talk to a lot of people that vote Democrat and liberal, it's almost as if it's a rich versus the poor mentality. The super wealthy versus everybody else. The Republicans are for the super wealthy, so the Democrats have to be for us, at the poor and the middle class, or whatever you feel you want to classify it as. That's really in the mindsets of a lot of people that vote Democratic for Democratic leadership, in my opinion. And what Kevin O'Leary just brought up is something very interesting. When you constantly bash the elites, constantly bash the wealthy individuals, I think they've gone a little bit overboard where they're coloring over the lines almost to the point where they don't even realize that it's almost like they're hating on people's success. They're hating on the very thing that makes America the greatest country in the world, right? That American dream. They're not even realizing that the people that actually come to this country, the people that wake up excited about this country, the people that are going to make the most of the opportunity that we have in America, those people are striving to be like that's part of why we love America, because we see these rich celebrities, we see their stories, we see these rich we see Barack Obama being a country that was racist, right, white supremacy, all this, and then served 2 terms as president. We see all these rags to riches stories, or even if it's not a rags to riches stories, we see people that are living like Trump who can not have any political experience and then become president. We see all of these things and we see them as opportunities, but it seems like a lot of the Democrats and liberals, they see it in a different light. They see it as something that we should be bashing. While everybody else, we're looking at it like, yo, I'm trying to get like that. But y'all are bashing those people because there's such a huge disconnect. This is the American dream. This is why I have on this shirt with Don King saying only in America. Everybody wants to, we've grown so critical of the country in a lot of ways that we're not even appreciating the opportunities that the country actually provides. That's just my opinion. If I thought that another country provided me more opportunities, then I would go to that country. That's just the type of person that I am. Based on my experience, America provides me the best opportunity to reach the goals that I want to reach. As of right now, that may change. That may change. Let me make sure that I'm keeping up with the chat. Hold on. There goes that genius AI again. Definitely. What's up, Cuzzo? Cuzzo in the building. Uncle Brother wrote, nah. Don't cut Biden any slack. He wasn't being led around unwittingly. He's just been hiding behind his feebleness. He had no inclination to stop anything that's going on for the past 4 years. All right. I told y'all before, I have a certain level of sympathy when it comes to Biden. I have developed a certain level of sympathy when it comes to Biden, just because when I see him, I'm just like, yo, I just don't see this as a person that is functioning at a high level mentally. I don't. Which makes it even worse when you look at the Democratic Party, when you look at what's the guy, James Clyburn, when you look at a lot of these Democrats, whether it's the actor, what's the actor, the one that has the Casamigos, George, whatever, I forget his name. When you have these people, Morning Joe, all these people jumped out the window to talk about how highly functioning and how sharp Joe Biden was, and still trying to push Joe, like not even acknowledging the fact that they completely missed the ball or lied, but missed the ball at the very least in trying to convince the American people that Joe Biden could serve another term. Well, let's keep going with this conversation. I'll Uncle Brother calling me out for being soft on Joe Biden, man.
He was a college student once. Look what he's created. How many jobs? How much taxes has he paid? Elon Musk, maybe the most successful entrepreneur in history. Another aspect of the American dream, just showing you what can happen.
When you know what the American dream is, and I'm really am glad I wore this shirt. The American dream, I'm gonna on a limb right here, try to let y'all know as far as how I feel about the American dream. Think about the goals that you want to accomplish. Think about your wildest goals. Think about the goals that if somebody asked, you know exactly what would come to mind, but when they ask, you're kind of embarrassed to say it because you see where you may be currently in life, so you're a little bit timid to say where you want to go because you're scared that they'll laugh at you or won't take it seriously or they'll sound a little silly. You know, like, how are you going to go from here to there? Look at what you've done in the past. Think about your audacious goals. What is stopping you from getting there? What is really holding you back from achieving anything that you want to achieve right now? I told y'all, I saw this interview the other day. I forgot what's the artist that I just put up on my Instagram. Hold on, let me make sure that I got the right. I want to call out the right person. But I just saw this interview, and it was with, hold on, if I tell you, I just put his, I think it's John Lucas. I forget. I just had the guy up on my Instagram. Let me give y'all the, I want to make sure that I'm giving y'all, because dude sounded like a pretty dope artist. The guy's name is Larry June. I saw this Larry June interview, and he was saying, like, your life can change in a year. Everything in your life can change in a year. So I ask y'all that question right now. Out of all the amazing goals that you have, when I asked you what is holding you back from accomplishing those things, I guarantee you it's nothing that you could not overcome. It's you know that when you think about all the challenges that you would have to go through in order to obtain the goal that you're looking to get, you and I both, I know in my mind, let me speak for myself. There's nothing out of my control that would prevent me from getting there. Everything is in my control. That's the American dream. That's the American dream for me, the opportunity. That's the American dream. The American dream may be different for different people. The American dream, I keep going back to this, man. When I go by Home Depot, and I see people out there hustling for work, putting food on the table, who knows the background and the story that they come from? Who knows what their story is? Who knows the type of conditions that they were living in before they got to America, if they're not from America? That's why I show so much love to them in my mind. When I see them, it's just a positive energy. That's why they inspire me so much. Because and we've been convinced that, and this is what happens when you're convinced that you're a victim, and when so many people, especially the moderate, the Democrats and the liberals, in my opinion, they have to convince the people that support them, mostly the impoverished people, or at least that have impoverished minds, the ones that say, oh, the wealthy, it's the wealthy's fault. The Republicans are only for the wealthy. Well, in any other aspect of life, first and foremost, since when do we not reward the winners? It's like it's only seen as sensible to not reward the winners when you feel that they cheated or you don't have the opportunity to win as well. Now, I'm not saying everything's completely even. I'm not saying that the playing field is completely level. I don't care, but I know I have an opportunity to win just like them. I know I do. Maybe you think I'm foolish for thinking that, but it is what it is. I'll tell you the alternative way of thinking and where that will land you. Case in point, I have a couple cousins. I hope they're listening. I don't think they are listening, but I wish that they were listening. Every time I talk to you, every time my brother talks to you, every time maybe my uncle talks to you, his grandkid, every time you're begging for money, you're complaining about life, saying acting like a victim, sounding emasculated, begging another man for money because you don't feel that you have an opportunity to go out there and make money. Yo, go to Home Depot. They're doing it. Are you too good to do it? You're homeless. You're homeless. What do you have to look like? What pride do you have in you? Why are you embracing this victimhood? Go get a job. Like, go get a job. And we're going to watch a video later with Oprah where it's society and the Democrats and liberals have convinced people to take on this victimhood to where it's like, it's not your fault. And when they convince you that something is not your fault, what they also take away is your ability to take accountability for it and put everything on you to be successful, for you to have the mindset of, if I control these controllables, I can accomplish anything it is that I want to accomplish. Bro, what is holding us back? Most of the time, the things that hold people back, in my opinion, are good things. Things that bring you comfort. What do I mean by that? Most of the time, in my opinion, I know it's with me, what holds me back from going from here to here is the comfort that is here. Oh, well, I'm comfortable in this job that I got right now. So, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to take a risk to get it's not anything. It's like, it's literally the comfort of where you are right now. That's what's holding most people back. The fact that things are too good. See, these Mexicans and whoever these immigrants are, when they come over, they're coming from such perhaps bad backgrounds that they see nothing but opportunity when they come here. So they appreciate it more and they take advantage of it more with a totally different mindset and perspective. And that's why a lot of immigrants can come here with nothing and then own surgery centers, do this, own it, and make a lot of money because they see the world through a totally different lens. They don't feel like, oh, the world's against me, white supremacy, even if it is. And you may say, well, okay, it's not like that for them. So what? Your favorite president, Barack Obama, go listen to his farewell speech. Since we're on the topic of farewell speeches, he told all of y'all. He said, black people want to complain about racism, complain about this and that. But the Irish person going through something, but the Italian person going through something, the Jewish person. Go listen to your hero, Barack Obama. That's what he said. Yo, do y'all like America? Like, do y'all want to embrace the American dream? Have you ever been on a team where you have a negative mindset about that team and things go positive? No. Okay. But you're living in a country where your entire perspective growing up, we were taught this as young kids, that the country's against us. The country doesn't like us. Republicans are racist. Half the country doesn't want you to succeed. All these different things. That's what we were indoctrinated with since young kids. And now we're supposed to be adults that look at the world with a positive perspective that, hey, we can do anything in this world that we want. No, we have oppressed mentalities. Oppressed mentalities. Let's keep going.
We should be celebrating this. And by the way, that message that Biden put out there, that was Harris's probably #1 message during the election. How'd that work for her? Not so well.
You think that was her #1 message?
I think so.
I don't think so. I think
no.
talking
Remember,
about
she
that,
said,
she might have been
I agree.
we have Trump coming and all the bad things about concentration of wealth. Americans appreciate the ability to pursue the American dream every day, and we do not push down on success ever. So, yes, Musk is rich. So what? Zuck,
I don't think
rich.
the issue is how
and
rich they
everybody else comes to this country almost drowning in rivers or getting cut under barbed wires to get in here to pursue their dream. Why do we ever think that we should bash their success?
Ashley,
What are you
not
guys
about
talking
bashing.
about?
Ashley, I want you to get in,
Yeah.
but let me just say this.
It's given hater. It's given hater. From Donald Trump on, oh, Donald Trump inherited his money. All right, well, if he flipped it and has more money than what he got when he was a young kid, that shouldn't be celebrated. I know in the black community, you go in a lot of these impoverished areas, go to the projects. I got friends. They inherited the same apartments that their parents had with no updates. But we want to bash people. Let's keep going.
It is not about how rich they are.
Exactly.
Just to observe what he's
They're not
talking about
rich
here.
enough, is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying that actually what got them there, Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Altman, Jeff Bezos, they all got to where they are because they came up with good ideas. They built big, good
Let's
businesses.
punish them.
And no. And they did so largely without having to do what they are doing now. The fact that they have to do it now, I think, actually is a change for them. They were not going to Washington themselves groveling toward the political leaders to try to keep their businesses afloat.
Yeah, they were disruptors. I hear you that this did not just start with Donald Trump. And I don't actually think that was Kamala Harris's message. And I actually think when I listened to this, I thought Joe Biden was
Look at Kevin O'Leary
literally
looking
trying
at
to
her.
pass the torch and give a nod to Democrats about maybe we should have rethought and not just run down my list of accomplishments of all the great things I did, but also talk
Pass
about
it to whom?
to the
Gavin
next
Newsom?
to the next generation of leaders and talk about probably I don't think he was doing it to Gavin Newsom, but he was saying to the American people, the American dream is real, and if you work hard, you should be able to prosper, but everybody should play by the same rules, and it shouldn't just be billionaires get to continue to expand their wealth while the working class.
Yo, let me ask y'all a question, because this is just insane to me. Like the amount of hatred, like you reward the winners. In any other aspect of life, you reward the winners. That's why people strive to become winners. Am I missing something here? Maybe I'm missing something here. There was something that she just said. Hold on.
You should be able to prosper, but everybody should play by the same rules, and it shouldn't just be
Yo, do we realize how much we benefit from America? Let me ask y'all this. We live in the greatest country in the world, right? For all the people that don't feel like it's the greatest country in the world, why are you still here? For all the celebrities that said that they would leave if Donald Trump became president, you have all the means to leave. Why are you still here? Because you know that this is the greatest country in the world. So if this is the greatest country in the world, one of the things that makes it that is the fact that we have some of the wealthiest people, the winners, and the people that have had successful businesses. When we have Elon Musk here, even though he's not a citizen, that benefits. When you have Mark Zuckerberg, when you have Jeff Bezos, that makes America stronger. Successful businesses and the people that run those successful businesses make America the greatest country in the world, right? Or let me guess, I'm sure a lot of the woke people and the Democrats and liberals, you're going to say, no, it's the people that pump our gas. It's the people that clean our school. Yes, we get all that. But they're a part of a larger success, right? Those people that pump our gas, they have a job because somebody super wealthy owns those gas stations, right? The guy that cleans the building, he has a job because the guy at the top floor in the penthouse has a business, right? The chairman of the board has that business, right? Just to be clear. So how can we celebrate the benefits that come with America being the greatest country because we have some of the greatest businesses and the wealthiest individuals? How can we celebrate one, but then bash it at the same time? Like we celebrate it on one hand, but then want to bash it. And no, yes, you should get extra rewards. If the value that I bring to this country is greater than somebody that I'm able to offer a job to per se, because I'm helping the economy, not you. How many people do you hire? That's another thing that makes America the greatest country in the world, right? The ability to hire people so people can have good jobs. You don't think that you think that I should play by the same rules as you? I shouldn't get any extra benefits? You think the person that won the championship should be treated the same way as the team that was in last place? Absolutely not. That's just my opinion. This is that participation trophy mentality that people have fallen in love with. Please tell me why. Tell me why. Who should we give breaks to? What exactly is a fair share? I hear Joe Biden saying, well, the wealthy should pay their fair share. What's a fair share? Who deems what a fair share? Let's keep going.
Billionaires get to continue to expand their wealth, while the working class Americans that so many Democrats acknowledged they weren't able to
right.
connect
On
the billionaire front, I don't think. I think it's hard to say that Joe Biden was punishing them when Jeff Bezos was famously at one of the more recent state dinners in the Biden White House, when Bezos and SpaceX, Elon Musk's company, have all of these contracts with the Biden administration agencies. So it's hard for me to know how he was punishing them. But to me, let's go back. I'd like to go back big picture to this address.
I'm going to
today.
fast forward.
I don't think it was an address for today. I think it was an address for history and posterity and how the Biden administration is going to be seen. I don't think the 36% approval is going to be affected in the short term, one iota, by this farewell speech. But I do think that we are going to study it and the things.
Did y'all just hear that? He has a 36% approval. A 36% approval rating. And there's still people defending him. That's a failure to the country. That means you failed at your job. And the things that he was pushing, it's not like Kamala Harris, the things that she was running on changed, right? When she was on The View, right? Anna Navarro, when she was on your show. One of y'all asked her, I think Sonny asked her, what would you do differently if you were president? What would you do differently than as Biden did as president? And she said nothing. She said nothing. So Biden has a terrible approval rating, and Kamala Harris was going to push the same agenda, push the same policies, maybe even push them further woke than Joe Biden. And I just got a text from somebody saying that 36 actually seems pretty high.
He said, and he was passing the torch, not to Gavin Newsom, not to an elected official. He was passing the torch. He told the American people that we are the keepers of the flame when he talked about the Statue of Liberty and that analogy that he made. He also talked about how so many of the things he did are going to grow and bloom in decades to come.
How do you think
I think that's going to be the case.
How do you think history's going to treat his foreign policy, his Bidenomics? How do you think he's going to be treated? Pardoning his son, the Biden brand name. Do you think a single Biden can get on the board of the Smithsonian?
I don't think you can argue against pardoning the son when you supported a felon. You see, that to me, you lose the moral authority there.
How do you feel about the Biden brand? How did he help his family? It's worse than Nixon for him.
You're going to talk to me about helping the family when Jared Kushner got $2 billion from the Saudis?
Yeah.
So one of the things, I think that one of the things that we have to be mindful here is that
The only reason I'm playing this is because I want to get to the end, but I want y'all to hear the full context of when Kevin O'Leary drops the mic.
Politicians play this game where they say the rich, especially with Democrats, the rich should pay their fair share. And Josh is right. Joe Biden has been in office, and the rich have only gotten richer under Joe Biden. It happens, though, under every single president, whether it's Republican or Democrat. It is just Democrats. Their mantra is that the rich should pay more. I thought that for Biden's speech. Now, Biden came into the White House with a lot of promise. He's been in office since about the same time as I think the Ford Pinto was an actual vehicle. That was back in the 70s. He came in office with these number of years of experience. And what you saw during the Biden administration, unfortunately for him and unfortunately for Democrats, was a lot of underperformance. I thought that they thought the 2020 midterms where Biden was dark Brandon, they saw success. Kamala Harris was out as the abortion czar. All of that was supposed to help Joe Biden, and then we get to June, and then we get to July of this year, and the bottom fell out of it for Joe Biden. So I don't think attacking the 1% of the rich is really going to help Joe Biden at all.
I'm smiling, but let's keep going.
It's not about, Kevin, it's not about not letting people get
I agree with the point. Let's keep going.
rich. It's about not letting rich people control the political process and not having our politicians captured by those rich people such that they can't institute
but I just
regulation.
want you to know that
Listen to this. Listen to this right here. Listen to what's about to happen.
Politicians captured by those rich people such that they can't institute
but I just want you to
regulation
know the country
and common sense laws to make sure that the people at the top don't abuse the people at the bottom. And our system in Washington is broken.
That's fair. It's all fair, but half the country's still wondering how Joe Biden got rich.
Yeah. Okay. So here.
How did Joe Biden get rich? How did Joe Biden get rich? We just said that Joe Biden's a career politician. We know that their salaries are not significant. Let me look up Joe Biden's net worth right now. Joe Biden's net worth has grown massively. In a nutshell, Joe and a total net worth of between 10 to 15 million. Up from 7 to 9 million in 2020. How did Joe Biden is on here complaining about these oligarchies. How did he get rich? Who paid him that money outside of his salary? And why did he pardon his son who was doing all his business dealings? We know that Hunter Biden was getting paid all this money in industries that he had no experience in, getting paid significant amounts. We know that his partners on a lot of these things, allegedly, right? They're asking about the big man and Joe Biden's involvement in a lot of this stuff. But we're going to all act like he had no involvement. And then when he gets a blanket pardon over, an 8 to 10 year span? How did he get rich? The very things that Democrats are complaining about, Joe Biden is a representation of. You complain about, oh, these elites, they get certain breaks that everybody else shouldn't. Well, imagine the breaks that Joe Biden has to get when your salary is what it is, not even close to $1 million. I don't know. What is the salary? I'm talking about over his political career, the positions that he's been in. Think about the average salary that he's had. Senator, you think you're just walking away with $10 million, 10 to 12? Come on now. We're not being real with ourselves. The very things that we complain about are the very things that we're voting for. Let me, and Cuzzo wrote, bring back fighting in the Senate. Watch how things change for the people. Uncle Brother wrote, so none of the so-called winners never cheated, bent the rules, or got away with a little white lie to get to the edge they needed to make it to that winner's circle. We should celebrate that too. This is the idealism that y'all live in. Uncle Brother, are you a perfect individual? Let me ask you a question. Absolutely, people bent rules. And I'm not saying that you're saying this. Absolutely, people bend rules. But should we not celebrate the Patriots at all? Because they got caught with the deflate gate? Is their entire Super Bowl history is just gone? We shouldn't celebrate Tom Brady. He's terrible. Like I don't understand this. So yes, it's okay for you to celebrate Tom Brady and the Patriots for being one of the greatest dynasties in football ever without trying to tarnish everything they've done because they had one Deflategate situation or bent the rules, however else bent. Let me give y'all a little insight. The same things that a lot of these, even a lot of these teams that get caught up with the stealing signs, they're all doing it. They're all doing it. I remember players used to have the D linemen wear mics so you can hear the other team quarterback cadence, hear the other team's plays and stuff like that for the next games. Like everybody's doing it. But we're going to sit here from this same moral high ground. The same moral high ground, and I'm not saying that you're saying this, Uncle Brother, but this is the same exact thing why Democrats got caught up when Joe Biden went to pardon Hunter Biden, because they sit on this moral high ground as nobody's above the law. And then he shows that his kids are above the law. Let me read your comment again. So none of the so-called winners never cheated, bent the rules, or got away with a little white lie to get the edge they needed to make it to the winner's circle. Let me be very clear. The difference between, I'm not talking about it, the difference between these super wealthy people and us, let me throw myself in there, is not a little white lie. It's not bending the rules a little bit here and there. It's that they have the drive to go actually get it done. If you want to be the type of person that wants to win by not bending any of the rules, then win first and then tell us how you won. Make the money first and then tell us about it. But to throw everybody in, lump everybody in, that's so now all the people that became millionaires, all the people that have success, this is what, Uncle Brother, you're not realizing, or maybe you are realizing, maybe you just disagree. This is what the Democrats have been doing. They're criticizing people who have become successful. And I don't know if you're doing it intentionally, but as I'm reading it, how I'm reading it is, it's almost like, well, everybody who's been successful has bent the rules a bit. So I don't even want to be successful. I don't even want to. That's the reason why I'm not a millionaire. The reason why I'm not a millionaire, Uncle Brother, is not because I didn't bend the rules and my competition bent the rules. It's because I haven't done the things necessary to become a millionaire. That's it. Like I just don't, oh man. Michael Jordan never bent the rules a little bit. Like, think about everybody so who should we celebrate? Who should we celebrate? Next, we're going to be saying, oh, that person, you get in the car, do you drive the speed limit all the time? Like, come on. That's just my opinion. Cuzzo said, you got to break the law to make $1 billion. Yeah, to make $1 billion, you may have to bend them, or you got to bend or break them. I think that this is a Democratic mindset that where they've convinced us to get caught up. You know what's so funny? This is what's so funny. And this is not to respond to what Uncle Brother's saying, because I don't think Uncle Brother means this at all. But this is the funny thing about Democrats. Democrats will convince the people that vote Democrat that these people, they all broke the rules, that's the only reason why they're getting ahead. That's the only reason why they're successful in life. Because that's the reason why you guys are not successful and they're millionaires, because they bent the rules. Whole time, those same Democratic politicians are bending the rules in order to make money, but convincing y'all that you got to live in this ideal bubble and society that, oh yeah, you don't even want to be rich because all those wealthy people, they just bend the, all right, cool. To each their own, I'm just giving my opinion on it. So let's move on. Let's go take it to the View real quick.
It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon.